Hey guys, Tisha here, and we are back for our first review of season 6, Sister Wives. So, at this point, we know that the Browns have been in Nevada for almost 2 years, that they've struggled with being so far apart, but they are excited about the 4 lots that they purchased that are directly next to each other. We're told that they need to hurry up because at this point, Logan is already at college and some of the other teens will soon be leaving. Maddie says that she doesn't feel like this is home, that at this point they've been floating around and the rentals don't feel like their own space and they're depressing. The family goes to their future homes to do their first official walkthrough. And when I'm talking about the family, I mean like the adults. So they're looking at the framing before they put the walls up. And we see that things aren't all right. Like there's a wrong size window in Robin's. It's a single window that doesn't have a lot of light coming in the house. So they want it to be bigger, which costs more money. Mary has an open door for what is supposed to be a wall. And then we see Christine having a whole additional space downstairs that wasn't supposed to be there. But Cody pointed out to Christine, this could be a place that you can utilize as like an office or a library. And hearing that alone, she's sold. So basically, they made some mistakes. Some of them they like, some of them they don't, but it's not anything major. They'll be fixed, at least the ones that they want to be fixed, because I believe Christine's going to keep hers. The family wonders if they'll have the houses before Christmas, because originally they were told that it would take 5 months to do it, which would put them at Christmas time. And at this point, they have 2 months until Christmas. I will say that I can't remember if they got in the house by Christmas time or not. But a lot of times when these people give you those estimates, these contractors and builders on when something will be done, a lot of times it's not done to the day. It might be a week or two. There are times where you will run into people who do get it done, but that also depends on the money that you're talking about, because the more money that you put towards some of these projects is the faster that they work. Janelle says that she's excited about them being in these homes, but one of the things that she wonders is how it will feel living back near each other, because she's gotten used to how things are now. Which lets me know that as early as the first 2 years of them living in Vegas, that the women started to get comfortable with being separate. See, this further supports that in Vegas, that they were not seeing each other as often as a family as we thought they were. I remember that when they got to Flagstaff, there was a scene where Robin was crying and saying that you guys can't say that what we had back in Vegas wasn't perfect, because for the ladies, I don't think it was perfect, but I think it became tolerable because they enjoyed having their own spaces. I think that Janelle saying that she got comfortable with how this was lets us know that the distance apart wasn't just a good thing for Christine. Because they always like to point out how Christine was the one who said that she didn't want the big house, the one house, and that Christine was the one that talked about how she was able to establish her own autonomy and all these other things. But here we have Janelle letting us know that she too was good with the fact that they weren't necessarily together. See, I'm noticing stuff, you guys. We hear about how for Christmas last year that Robin designed that necklace for her sister wives, and how that's basically how the sister wives closet was formed, that this was something that she wanted to do. So here we have the bird admitting that this is what she wanted to do. I think this was the main problem, because she wanted it and she had expectations for herself, her fellow sister wives, to not just contribute their money, but to contribute time for her baby. Because really, I kind of feel like this should have just been Robin's individual business from the start. But because of the money aspect, she can say that she wanted it to unite them as a family. But I really feel like it's because of the money aspect that she wanted their support. the only reason why they did this business, as I said in previous episodes, to me was because of Robin. We see the family gathering for yet another Sister Wives Closet meeting. They're going to go to an expo, What Women Want Expo in Utah. And they're excited because they want to see how this will do for their business. We hear that their internet sales are really low, and Robin thinks that this is partially because people have not been able to touch the items. I don't necessarily agree with that, but maybe Robin's a genius and I just don't know. We find out that they cannot be at the expo location until 3. They can't go inside. And if Mary were to go, Mary would only be able to stay until 3:30. And knowing this, the genius, Robin, says that she still wants her there. That's a 4-hour drive to be at a location for less than an hour. As Janelle points out, that is a complete waste of money and time, and really the gas that you would have to put in that vehicle. Kody doesn't feel like it makes sense for Mary to come at all. He's like, why would you come all that way just to leave in an hour? But Robin says that she needs Mary to go because she's a pusher. She then looks at Mary and says, we're kind of the sticklers for that. This is part of the manipulation that Robin does and did when it came to Mary. Because Mary said that Kody looks at her pushing as a negative thing, and maybe that's why he doesn't want her to come. But Robin kind of lumped herself into it and said, no, that's the good thing about us. Robin was able to make Mary feel needed. And because she was able to make her feel needed, it also made Mary feel wanted. Kody again in confessional says Mary pushes. And while he's saying it, he looks annoyed about it. This is a little off topic, but other than Kody complimenting Mary's organizational skills, what does he love about Mary? Because I'm just seeing more and more how earlier on he got irritated very easily by the most basic things about Mary. Like, if you know she likes to be organized, that's the only thing that you like about her, because it seems like everything else you're complaining about in regards to her, and you're doing it in front of the wives and one-on-one. Just something I noticed. Janelle says that if we go to this expo, in order to make it, I guess she's saying any type of profit, that they need to sell at least 100 pieces to justify going to the event, that they can't afford another major loss, and that in her eyes, this weekend will decide whether this business could be a primary income or not. I don't think that this business was ever going to be profitable enough to support households, not just because of the name, but because of the pieces. You created pieces that were geared towards your religious beliefs. I don't know what population of the community are polygamous, but it serves me no purpose to get anything that is about that, because I don't connect with the piece at all. So for them to think that this was going to be lucrative, I just don't get it. Janelle feels like the time that she's putting into this business could be better put into her own real estate business. She's worried about the money because this is costing them money. Janelle's always thought about the finances, which is why I still can't understand why she didn't have something put away for herself after they moved to Flagstaff. But back then, she always thought about the finances. Robin says that she wants more man hours put in from the group. I don't understand what the extra hours are supposed to do for the sale of the products. Like, what does extra hours look like to her? Does that mean that they promote it more on their social media pages? Like, what is the extra hours going to do? Bert is frustrated that everyone isn't putting in more time. Kody even said that to him, that it's a hobby and he's not really enjoying it. Cody says he does not like working with his wives. He feels like sometimes he's on fire and he doesn't want to work with him. Robin says she feels like she tried to put the business together and not everyone is emotionally there. Then comes the MVP for me, Christine. This is why Christine is my favorite, y'all. This is why she is my girl. Because she says, I didn't intend to give more than this. My intentions were to do real estate. In other words, Bird, we're doing this because this is what you want. I had no intentions of doing anything but supporting you. I didn't want to sell these items. I thought they were kind of cool, but I didn't really want to sell them. But you wanted to, and Cody was excited about you wanting to. And I saw that Cody was excited about you wanting to. So I decided, okay, my husband's excited about you wanting to. And apparently, whatever you want, Cody tends to lean towards it. So maybe if I give you support and I act excited, then he'll want me to. She didn't say that, but that's what I carried it as. Christine says in confessional that she's supporting her by coming to the meetings, not complaining, not rolling her eyes, and not groaning. And Janelle says, with the level of money invested, we planned for this to be more than a hobby business. And as she's saying that, Super Save-A-Ho Mary, as she always does, jumps in defense of Robin and is like, well, Robin and I planned on it being more than a hobby. But did they really plan? Because we didn't even see Robin present a business plan. All we saw was her give them those necklaces with what I feel like was ugly charms and say that I want to make this a business, y'all. This is the prototype for my Sister Wives closet. Janelle says, I'm with Christine. I'm having a hard time being emotionally invested in this business. This is a huge strain, and I'm worried about how we're going to recoup the money. I guess I was wrong, because in previous rants, commentary, reviews, I said that Janelle never had Christine's back in the beginning. I guess this is an example of Janelle having her back. I'm going to need more than that, though. So we're not going to give her a whole bunch of credit. We're still keeping this eye on her. Robin thought everyone was on board. And Cody sees that it's 2 and 2, right? Because this is what Robin says. Like, she felt like everybody was on board. Cody hears Robin talking, and he has to come and save the bird from falling. And he makes the statement like, we can't just fold, on this business. We still got to try. And I wonder if Cody said this because he wanted to show Robin that he was backing her and supporting her, or if he was saying this because of the money that he knows that they already put into it. Christine then says, like, we're not folding at this point. Let's just see how the expo goes, and then we'll go from there. After they walk out, Robin is outside and she's talking to the camera person, and she's saying that, now everybody is acting like it's not their business and saying it's not their business, that this is supposed to be a family business. But she's just glad that she has Mary as her teammate. Manipulation again. Manipulation again. Mary and Robin teamed up. Mary was doing it because Mary wanted to fill the void. Mary wanted someone on her side. Mary wanted a sister wife. Robin was doing it because she saw that there was a place in this family, a piece that was broken. Mary probably told her all the stuff about how she never really got along with Christine and Janelle, and that she felt alone. And Robin utilized this to go ahead and slide up in there. So this is just another example of Robin manipulating the situation. We see them arrive, and Robin talks about all the horrible stories that they see regarding FLDS. I am so tired of them talking about the FLDS. Like, we're going to hear about them, I guess, every season, a few times each episode, because this is their way, in my opinion, of deflecting at this point. I don't agree with some of the things that we've heard about the FLDS. I also don't agree with some of the things that we've witnessed and seen about the Browns. So for them to keep talking about this community, I don't want to hear about this community. You want to educate me on polygamy? Tell me about yours, what your beliefs are, what you can disclose, because certain aspects of it are made private. I respect it. It is what it is. But since you decided to come on this show and to talk about, you all, and to show us what a functional polygamous family looks like, then show me that. I don't want to hear about the ones that you don't deem are functional. Robin says that she's worried about how them as polygamists will be viewed because she grew up in this area and she knows how they feel about polygamists, and she doesn't want them to be seen as similar to the FLDS, and that all worries her. So here's my question. If you're so concerned about being viewed as a polygamist in this area, then why create a business called Sister Wives Closet? And why go to a place where you know that they're reluctant to deal with you? That makes no sense. Out of all the expos in the world, you chose to go to one in an area that consists of a lot of Mormons and people who don't care for your belief system. It was a setup from the beginning. The people who are running the event let us know that they got some calls about, why are they going to have them there? And people had a problem with the Browns being there, but they didn't have a problem with them being there. And they told them that they're just there to sell their items. They're not there to try to force polygamy on anyone. So they're allowed to have a booth space. Basically, they pay the money for that space, and they don't care about any of that because they got their money. Mary arrives the next morning. We see her look and say that she's impressed, that they did a decent job, but then Mary gets to moving things around and changing angles and stuff of that nature. And watching Mary in that moment kind of made me look at myself, because I am one of those people who will sometimes fix a picture that's not even or something. I don't do it in other people's houses though, let's be clear. But if we're throwing an event for church or something, and the tablecloth is like this, I'm going to come and straighten that tablecloth. Just, but she makes me look at myself like, okay, do I annoy people when I do that? Because she's annoying me watching her do this. The doors open and a lady talks to Robin about how not only does she want the necklace, but she wants all the charms. And Robin is getting really, really excited. And she tells her, I'm going to go and I'm going to get my money out of the ATM because I really want this and yada, yada, yo. And she never came back. Robin, that lady wasn't about to buy all those different pieces as much as they cost. And because we're hearing people complain about just the charm price, you thought that lady was going to buy a necklace with all those charms. Come on now. Robin's dad arrives with her kids. Mary reminds us about the surrogacy offer that Robin gave and how she needs to come to a decision. At this point, it's been a year. And I just feel like, okay, Mary, you know that you don't really want this. So why are you taking so long to just say, I don't want it? We then see one of the patrons saying that she would love to buy a piece of jewelry from them, but it's just too high. I saw that they had their books there too because they were putting it in a bookshelf. So I wonder if they sold any books. If I was there, I would have bought a book. I need to go buy a book now. I have it in my Amazon cart and it's like $15. So I don't know why I'm waiting. I might do that. This is off topic, but if I got the book and I wouldn't read the whole book up here, but if I just read about certain portions of the book and talked about it, would that be something that you guys are into? Let me know down below. Christine says that they didn't really think about the event space and the fact that they're at an expo because their prices aren't expo prices. There are other vendors there with jewelry that is significantly lower than theirs. Janelle says that she thinks one of the other problems is that the term sister wives is also a problem. So Janelle, if you knew that this would be an issue, why did y'all name the stuff Sister Wives Closet? Why didn't you label it strong woman closet, like Mary was saying the SWC could stand for, because y'all only sold 19 pieces of jewelry for the expo in 2 days, which is safe to say if they were supposed to do 100 and then at one point Janelle said 125, you clearly did not, you're in a deficit. A lady then talks about how she believes that polygamists are wrong and she hates them, and there's a lot of creepy things going on there. I think that that's a bit harsh. Have your beliefs, but don't lump a whole group of people into a category just because of the bad aspects that you see of it. There's good and bad in everything. And I just don't like when they show those clips, because we can feel how we want to feel. But for you to sit there and say that you hate this whole group of people when you don't know the ins and outs of what each set of people stand for, I think that's kind of wrong. Cody lets us know that he's tired of the Bible thumpers. He said all the cool guys in the Old Testament had more than one wives. And this is what I'm going to say about that. There were some people who had more than one wife. I'll give you an example, David. But there was a lot of things that came with having that one wife. There was favorited children. There was children coming against their father, trying to kill them. There was half siblings trying to SA each other, or I shouldn't say trying to, they did SA their sister. There was jealousy. There was a whole bunch of things that came from the multiple wives thing. So I get what he's trying to say, but make sure you give a good example of that if you're trying to say that. And that's just for those who, believe in the Bible. I'm not trying to offend anyone because, as I said before, we all have our different beliefs and I respect it. There are others who feel like what they have is something special and it works for them. And I will say this, when I first was watching this in the beginning, I did think that what they had was something special. I did used to smile when I saw the scenes with the children and all of that stuff. It wasn't until I got older and I understood some things for myself that I realized that they weren't the greatest example of polygamists. And I think when I look more at like the Dargers, who I've talked about before, who've made multiple appearances on the show, I enjoy their dynamic. And that's what I thought we were going to get out the Browns. Robin wants all of them to be in the business, whereas Mary says at this point she feels like it can be just her and Robin doing it. We then see her and Robin laughing as they're taking down the sign and all that other stuff. And Christine is looking at Mary and Robin saying that she sees that they have a tight bond and she wants that. But the amount of work that it takes to get to that could be a lot. This is the beginning of season 6, people. And here we are hearing Christine talking about how she wants to have a bond with these two ladies. Might be all of her sister wives, period. But at this point, she's talking about these two ladies. Christine has been married to Cody for 18 years, which means she's had 18 years to develop some type of bond with Mary that's similar to this. It's not going to happen. I hate to say it like that, but it's not going to happen. If you haven't done it at this point, unless there's an act of a higher power or they really do some hard work with a therapist other than Nancy, they're not ever going to get to that place where they can have that type of bond because you've had all this time to do it. Robin feels like the business is going to keep their family together and she's going to try to talk to them about it. You want to talk to them and pray about it, but I think Robin thought she was going to be able to manipulate Christine and Janelle and the way that she does Cody and Mary, but you can't do that with them, boo-boo. It's not going to happen. Little birdie, fly, fly away. We see Mary and Robin then, because the whole thing is over. That event is over. It's another day. They're literally another day because Robin comes over to Mary's house so that they can get ready for Solomon's party. And also Mary wants to talk to her about the surrogacy. Mary says that she would feel guilty not taking Robin up on her offer, that when she gave her when she told her a year ago that she was willing to do this for her, that Mary's first step was that she needed to figure out if she even wanted to have a child before considering the surrogacy. This goes back to me saying that this was not anything that Mary ever really wanted. I really believe that Mary was at a place where she was okay with not having any more children. She told Kody this on their honeymoon trip in season 1, on their anniversary trip. Keep calling it honeymoon. On their anniversary trip in season 1. Kody and Robyn doing this, to me, is a bunch of BS, because this is just a way for Robyn to look like she cares so much about Mary that she's willing to sacrifice her body for her. She's talking about whether or not she even wants to have a child. This is what she says to her. And Robyn interrupts her and says, "You mean the in vitro?" No, Robyn, that's not what she said. What she said was she needed to figure out if she was even willing to have a child, period. Period. Exclamation point. Not a question mark, an exclamation point. Am I trying to have a child? Robyn then says to her, saying, "I'm trying to figure out if I'm having a child. I really want to have kids with you. I do. I want to be able to do that for you. I feel like every woman should be able to experience that and to have those kids." This is where she goes from a bird to a rat, because she's really digging deep with this whole trying to put Mary first, acting like she really cares about Mary and all that other stuff, when all of this is an act. She says it's scary. It's a scary thing to her. What did I write? So if she wants to try, then that's fine. But Robyn wants to do it for her. So basically, she told Mary that it's scary. It's scary for me to offer up my body to you. It's scary for me to say that I'm willing to carry a child for you. Like, I don't know how I'm going to feel carrying this child for you, but I want to do this for you. I will offer up my body to you. I will sacrifice myself for you so that you can have a child. I'm not trying to push you, Mary. It's just a choice. It's a choice that every woman should have. Every woman should have a choice. And Mary, you've never had that choice. What do you mean that she's never had that choice? She's never had that choice. I mean, Mary could have got a surrogate from anywhere. The only reason why it wouldn't have been her choice is because of the money. And now they have some form of money, if y'all are sitting here talking about this. But she had a choice. Robyn really was able to allow herself to see like she was a martyr here, like she was willing to do this because of how much she loved Mary and how much she wanted to give Mary this opportunity. And really what this was it was a moment for Robyn to be seen as sacrificing herself even more in Kody's eyes. Remember, Kody loves to tell us how Robyn sacrificed herself for the family. So in my opinion, this might be part of what he considers to be the sacrifice, because this is the only thing that I see that she's done so far that she didn't even do. After a year, Mary is still torn. She's looking at Solomon and she's saying that she's wondering if he's all she needs or if he is a reminder of the boy that she wanted, because she always saw herself having a boy. I've always seen myself having a girl and a boy. Actually, I always saw myself, if I'm being truthfully transparent with you all, having 2 boys and a girl. I wanted to have my girl first, though. And here we are, 16 years later, and I have my boy. And I love my boy. Just because I saw myself with something, and it could still happen. I'm not putting it off, even though I don't want any more children. Just because I saw myself having something doesn't necessarily mean that that's the way I'm going to get it. Hey, I may get my girl because my boyfriend has a girl. You just don't know. So to hear this 42-year-old, because she's almost 42 at this point, who's had over a year to decide whether or not she wants to take Robin up on this surrogacy offer, be so confused, you know at this point whether or not you want to have more children. Come on. The dilemma comes because she's trying to please others. She's not pleasing herself. We then see Solomon's birthday party. They all do well wishes for him per Robin's request. They say what some of those are. They then tie it on the balloons and do the thing that I hate to see, which is people release the balloons into the sky, causing more pollution and harming more animals, because where do these balloons go once they're released? I hate it, y'all. It made me cringe. As soon as I saw that they were doing it, I got an attitude. I'm not judging you if you do it, but I'm judging you. No, I'm not judging you. I just really don't like it. People, let's find other ways to do these things. Like, could we not do like what we did for my godson? Was we wrote well wishes and we put them in a box with a lock. And we did that when he was, it was for his first birthday. And he opened it up when he was 5. And then they were read to him when he was 5. It was the cutest thing because I put a little thing in there saying something along the lines of, I call him Honey Dip. Honey Dip, Auntie will always have you no matter what. Something like that. And it was cute. And I think that there's other ways to do these things that don't involve us releasing balloons into the atmosphere. I just hate it, y'all. It makes me cringe. They then go back to the properties with Logan no, Logan wasn't there. I'm thinking about the other episodes. They go back to the properties for the kids to see the houses, and they say that they hope to be there by Christmas. So to make this moment special, they do the name draw for Christmas for the exchange in front of the house. The one that they don't do anymore because of Robin. To see who they have. Janelle says that at this point, seeing how excited these kids are, seeing how much they want to be in these homes, that she is willing to get 3 jobs if she has to make sure that they can secure these homes. So once again, Janelle's willing to do all the work for herself and her sister wives and Cody to make sure that they can collect. Y'all, that's the end of this episode. Let me know what you guys thought. Do you think that I'm overanalyzing it when it comes to Robin? Because I feel like even with this business, Robin kind of like weaseled her way into getting it. If you have not already, please subscribe. I am on the road to 400. I think the last time I looked at it, I saw 389. And I would love if I can be at 400 before December. I'm putting it out there because the views are going up and people are watching. So subscribe. I would love to be in the algorithm for Sister Wives. I look at some of the other videos. I watch some because there are people like Auntie's Advice that I watch, and she does other things as well. But I've noticed how some content creators who are giving out really good content, I'm not including myself in that. I do think I do a good job, but I don't have all the graphics and all those other things. But there are some people who do a lot more and their views are lower. So I would love it if you watch this video, even if you say hi, let's get some comments going. Let's get those thumbs up. Let's get those subscriptions going because I would love to make it into the algorithm. I would. I'm just putting it all out there. Until next time, y'all know how we need to come up with a name for the clicker because the clicker acts up. But Until next time.